everybody. Welcome to Get Real with Andy and Rayssa. Here's my guest is Rayssa Buldain, therapist in private practice in Boca.
El Rey,
Oh,
yes.
Ray, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, and here we go. We got a really hot topic
Yes.
today.
Well, first of all, I just wanted to say thank you for having me. And it's always such a pleasure to be here in this podcast with you and have conversation about really cool topics that we get to choose and pick each other's brain about.
And you called it a cool topic, and I called it a hot topic. So I think we're in for some sparks here.
Yes, yes, we are.
Uh,
So,
and the
what is
topic is
revenge?
revenge.
Yes, yes.
All right, so why don't you start us off and just why is revenge something worth focusing on? How common is it? Why do we do it? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
An introduction to revenge. Go.
Okay. So revenge is something that all of us humans do. So that's why I think it's important to talk about. How would you define revenge? I have my notes here. Revenge is the urge to restore a sense of power, a sense of justice, or control.
Is after something bad has been done to you.
Right. Often a response to shame, betrayal, or humiliation.
Oof. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's got some evolutionary roots, right?
really?
It's survival.
You've done your research.
Me and ChatGPT, he helped me out a little bit.
But there are subtleties to revenge,
There
and
are.
we're gonna talk about those too. You've
Yeah.
referred to it as sort of under the table revenge. And
Yes.
then in a former episode of Get Real with Andy, I talked about the difference between regular revenge and what I called psychological revenge. The first one is just straight getting back at the person. You hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back. But the psychological revenge is more like a childlike response where you hurt me and I'm going to keep hurting myself in the same way to show how much you've
You
hurt
hurt
me
me. Yes. And I'm gonna make you pay,
and
right?
make you pay by suffering because I know you care about me.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
that is so twisted, but it is so understandable.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, talking about it and just saying it out loud, it's sad that we do this as humans. I do this too, by the way. I've caught myself doing it for sure.
I don't do that.
Right. No.
Sorry. You know,
You're perfect, Andy.
thank you. And I am not editing that out. I worked with a 16-year-old young woman, a girl, years ago, and she had a really difficult life, a difficult young life. Her mother was a crack addict, and she was seriously neglected as a child, and was almost catatonic when I first met her. She wasn't talking, she didn't make eye contact. And she was brought to me by her foster mother. And after a while, I told the foster mother, I don't know if she's getting anything out of this. I don't want you to waste your money. And she said, no, no, no. She likes coming to see you. And I said, oh, really? I didn't see any clues of that. But anyway, I'm going somewhere with this.
Huh?
My point in this is at a certain point when she started acting out in her foster home where people in the household were finding their toothbrushes in the toilet or their shampoo completely squeezed out, and they suspected that this young girl was doing it, and it turned out she finally actually confessed to me that she had done it because she was angry that her foster mother didn't, get her the ice cream she wanted or something. It was just real childlike stuff. And I think that that was a form of revenge.
Yes, it was.
That she couldn't say I'm angry out loud, so she acted it out.
Yes. And she made the people that she felt that hurt her pay for it in a way.
Yes.
Yes.
That,
And, here's a good question too is does revenge, I mean, how does that feel? Does it feel good or does it feel bad? What do you think?
does it really satisfy? Does it really bring equilibrium to the injustice?
Right.
You
What do you
know,
think?
there's a lot of revenge movies out there.
Yes, and I'm glad that you're saying this because
You recently watched one?
no, but I thought about one which is Gone Girl.
Oh,
Have you ever
yeah.
watched that
I
one?
did a long time ago. Remind me.
Yeah, so it's about a woman who kills her husband.
All right, I watched one recently. I admit it. It's
Okay.
the movie that's just out. It's called The Amateur. It's about
Okay.
it's about a this mild-mannered CIA nerd who undoes algorithms and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
And his wife is murdered by terrorists, and he decides that he wants to kill them. But he's a nerd. He doesn't know how to do field work,
So
and
how does he do it?
everybody laughs at him and discourages him. You couldn't you couldn't knock a nun down if you tried or some stupid thing. But he ends up using his intelligence and his savvy with computers to
Mhm.
set these people up. And I tell you, it was satisfying to see him get revenge. Espe-
Exactly. That's what brings to the point of my question of like, how does it feel? Like, it feels good to get revenge in the moment,
Yeah,
right? I mean, am I the only one who's felt good?
I think
Nope.
possibly you're the only one. No, it was actually satisfying to watch. Then there's another one. This is a movie I saw a long time ago. It's called The Bastard from North Carolina. It starred a young actress named Jenna Malone, who was maybe 12 at the time, but she played even a younger girl in the film, and she's being sexually abused by a relative. And I don't know how her parents let her do that movie. It was outrageous. But there's a certain point in the movie where some of the men in town find out that this guy has been molesting her and they beat the shit out of him. And it's so satisfying to watch him be the victim of violence because he was the perpetrator of violence.
Yeah, yeah. And it brings a question of justice and who is in charge of getting justice. Is it us? Is it up to us to get justice or like who is it up to? I mean, this is such a loaded topic, right? I think so too. And I obviously like I'm a spiritual person. I believe that there is a creator and I think that there are laws in the universe that you can't really run away from. And there's for every action, there's a reaction. And sometimes we won't see the reaction, right? We won't see the person. We will see the person do the action, but we won't see the reaction in
Okay.
our time.
So
Are you following me?
what are you saying? Vengeance belongs to the Lord?
Yes,
That's
I
what it sounded like.
am.
Meaning
I
that
was trying to go about it in a different way, but yes, if you want to say it like that.
it's okay. Bring out your Bible, honey. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Well, I think it's not just the Bible. I think these are universal laws too, action and reaction. If you go your entire life drinking alcohol and damaging your body, there's gonna be a price that you're gonna pay, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Like consequences.
Consequences, yes.
All right. But you're sort of implying that there's some universal consequences. If you
Yes.
hurt somebody, eventually that will come back to bite you.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
All right. Have you ever used that information to help somebody who really wanted to wreak revenge or whatever the verb is, to inflict revenge on somebody that hurt them?
Yes, I have
And did it
many
work?
times.
Did it work?
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, depending on the person's ability to let go of their pain and their rage.
All right. So you are saying that revenge is driven by pain and rage, pretty much, right?
I believe so because the person is hurt, right? So hurt people want to hurt people.
Man, maybe this is a hotter topic because look at what's going on in the world, right? Some people go to a music festival in Israel. murder some people. How much of the retaliation was actually a revenge motive besides trying to, they clearly are saying it's for justice and self-preservation. But
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wanted to hurt those people back. They were just so cruel and, really picked innocent people to hurt and kill.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a very heavy topic. And I mean, think about wars. Wars began because of revenge. They did this to us, so we're going to do it to them. And not only that, but we're going to, if they, killed 200 people out of our village, we're going to go over there and kill 500. We're going to one up.
Right. When the Hindus and the Muslims in India were fighting, and the Muslims were fighting for sovereignty, they wanted to make a separate country. The train that went from Mumbai to someplace in now Pakistan, they killed all the Muslims aboard and sent the train there. And then what did they do? They killed all the Hindus on the train and sent all the corpses back to India. It's exactly what you just said. And it just kept escalating.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so sad. It's heavy.
And then I have a confession to make.
Mhm.
This is something that I did where brought about, I was totally motivated by revenge.
Mhm.
Friends of mine, this was many years ago, set me up on a blind date. And I really hit it off with this woman. We were rubbing each other's feet on the first date. And I thought, oh my God, she is so lovely and wonderful. And she was a therapist long before I was a therapist. So this is long ago. But then
Mhm.
at a certain point, she didn't want to go, she didn't want to go on another date with me. She said, "No, I just don't feel it." And I was so hurt
Yeah, I bet.
that I ended up joining one of her therapy groups just to be next to her. No, this is not making me look so great.
Oh God. I mean,
Oh wait, it gets worse than
oh
that.
wait, there's more. Okay, go on.
Or so eventually I thought when she sees the deep work that I do, she'll fall in love with me,
All right, like I'm gonna prove to her.
that I'm worthy of her therapy
Oh,
love. And it just didn't happen. And so I dropped out of her group. But before I left, I said really mean-spirited things to her that were really hurtful. I said, your therapy is like, like Play-Doh or something really. And then 15 years later, I remembered what I had done and I made strong effort to find her. And I found her on Facebook and I apologized to her. And she really thanked me. She said, I went to therapy after that. It was devastating. I doubted myself because I actually respected you enough to take what you said to heart. I was like, oh man, that was just me being really mad at you for
yeah.
choosing me. And I am so sorry. And
You
so that,
were hurt and you acted on that. But I mean, think about it. You had the courage to contact her and apologize, even if it was 15 years later. And here's the thing is that sometimes we can do something and it won't hit us for years until it does. And I'm curious, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but what was the point? Was there a specific moment that it hit you when you were like, oh my gosh, I realized how, what I did was wrong?
I don't remember what triggered that moment of consciousness or conscience. But I
Yeah.
just remember thinking, man, I was really mean to her and she didn't deserve that at all. And I didn't really think that about her therapy. She was very gentle and, effective in her own way. It wasn't for me to say anything about it.
Right. Yes. But you were in pain.
Yeah. And so owning it really helped her. It was a good amends because it worked.
Yes.
You know,
Powerful. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah, you're welcome. There was another incident where it didn't turn out so well. There was a woman that I really hurt when I was in college. where
Mhm.
I sort of I led her on, and once I had sex with her, I didn't really want to, be with her.
Yeah.
And and years later, I had another epiphany moment.
Mhm.
This was actually before this is before the therapist's friend of mine. Um, but I contacted her and I talked with her on the phone and
Mhm.
I did my best to make amends. It was not you. You didn't do anything wrong. I was just a jerk. And
Yeah.
she was still mad at me. And she said, "Oh, you're calling to make yourself feel better. Well, I'm not going to give you that."
So she was in revenge in return.
Oh my God, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, she was still in revenge. Ugh. And these cycles of revenge continue on,
Yeah,
right?
that's the title of my next book. No, that actually would be a good book, wouldn't it? Breaking the Cycles of Revenge.
It would be. I love that.
What do you say? You want to write it together?
I can write a couple chapters, but I will let you have the entire, most of the book. That works.
Okay. Oh, so I'm going to do more of the work, huh?
Yes,
I'll
exactly.
get you
And
for
then
that.
I'll just have my name on there.
I'll get you for that, Hayisa.
Oh man.
All right. Well, what else? Let me see what other notes I have.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say something about how passive aggressive behavior is a form of revenge. It just has a small context to it. It's not like the thought out revenge of the Count of Monte Cristo or anything where he plotted this for years and then executed his revenge plan for years.
Yeah, it's like under the table.
Yes, say more because that's your phrase for it. I want to hear more what you say about that.
Well, it's under the table because you get to not be straight up about how angry you are, but it's almost like it bursts out in other ways and you get to not really take responsibility, right? I do revenge sometimes and I've done it where I will just not answer when someone will call or I
Oh,
just won't text for like days and then I'll be like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see your text message."
oh man, liar, liar, pants on fire.
Right, but I get to not take responsibility for how I feel because I'm not being straight up and saying, "Hey, I don't really want to talk to you. You hurt me." I just don't answer.
What would life be like if we were more upfront about stuff like that?
I think it would be great. I really do. And I am working on living that. I actually just had um, real deal conversations with two friends of mine that I've had for a very long time. And I have not been happy in the relationship. And I chose not to say anything for a very long time. And I just wasn't happy, wasn't saying something. And finally, I had the courage to say, you know what, like this topic needs to be talked about. So I called both of them and I said, hey, I'm not happy, and this is why. And how can we do something about this? Do we want
Yeah.
to work
How'd it
out?
go? How'd it go?
It went well. It was received very well. It was a tough conversation for both of us. They thanked me for being honest, and we decided on giving our friendship a pause to,
Oh,
yeah, pause to regroup, process what happened, and then come back and discuss, um, what came up for us in about 2 or 3 months.
so that didn't automatically bring you closer.
No, it did not.
There's some risk involved in being upfront like that.
Yeah, there is. But also there is the gift of sharing my heart and speaking my truth and not abandoning myself and choosing to hang out when I don't want to, you know?
Wow.
Mm.
Aren't you? You're the authentic one.
I mean, I'm
Good.
working on it. I'm not perfect.
Yeah, me too. I'm taking some risks in that direction.
Oh, yeah? I think people respect you more when you respect yourself enough to stand up for what you feel and what you believe.
Yeah. And it wasn't a light thing for me. I felt intimidated. I felt a little scared.
Yeah.
But then I thought, you know, F it. I'm just gonna, I need to live with myself. I don't have to live with a lot of other things, but yeah, I need to do this. I need to speak up.
Mhm. Good for you.
Yeah,
Good. Good. I'm proud of you. Look at us.
I know. Here we
Speaking
are.
our truth, being open, having hard conversations, and, walking the walk because we talk the talk as therapists. And I believe that it's our responsibility to walk the walk.
Yeah. I just thought of a really good title for my next book. It's going to be
Okay.
called Risk to Be Real.
Mm,
That sound good?
yes. You're good at this. It comes up to you like these titles.
I know. I hear book titles everywhere.
Yes,
That's another title of a book. Book titles everywhere.
it is. Everything can be a title for a book.
My God, that's a good one.
There you
I had
go.
to play this until you laughed. I mean, come on. All right,
You're
so
welcome.
what do you think?
Okay,
Have
yes.
we covered this topic?
Um, let's see. So if someone here that's watching is currently in revenge with someone
Yeah.
and they want
What
to
could
get out
we
of revenge,
what could we say to
yeah,
help
what
them
what could
move
we
forward?
say yeah, what do you think?
You go first.
I was hoping that you could go first.
Okay, paper, stone, and scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. No, you went no. Okay.
Wait,
Let's
what did you come up with?
scissors.
Okay, you have to go first.
That's not fair.
What are you talking about?
All right, let me think. What would I say? I would say that we have to think about our responsibility too, right? Because things are going to happen. People are going to hurt us, and sometimes people hurt us intentionally, and sometimes they don't hurt us intentionally. And when we want to revenge something, that means that we're holding on to pain and bitterness.
Yeah, that's good.
And in the end, that's bad for us because we're holding on to those dark emotions. And that can manifest in the body, that can manifest as, like science is actually proving this now, right? It can manifest in different cancers
Yeah.
and a lot of physical pain in chronic illnesses. And um, it's not good for us to feel that.
Yeah, good one. You brought it all the way around to the mind body thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I would have to say. What about you now that I went?
Well, here's a quote from one of the characters that Woody Allen played in one of his movies. And he
Okay.
said, I don't do anger. I grow tumors instead. And
Oh,
it was funny, but there's just something to it. I've been working with people who have a cancer diagnosis for many years, and I've seen it. These are people that don't do outright anger. They're more likely to do passive aggressive stuff. And
yeah.
like you just said, it's just not healthy. They may be protecting themselves from the intensity of their feelings, but they're not protecting themselves from the effect of holding their feelings in their body.
Yes.
And so I just concur with what you're saying. You did a great job of summing it. That revenge is really a symptom of unexpressed feelings, unexpressed hurt and anger, disappointment, and that sort of a thing. And that it's much better to navigate it directly.
Yes. Talk
And
about it. And you don't have to talk about it with the person if you don't feel ready, but talk about it with a dear friend. Talk about it with a therapist. Oh, really good one. Oh my gosh. So this one is helped me a lot and it helps some of my clients, and that is write a letter that you're not going to send to this person and lay it all out on the paper. And don't be afraid of hurting that person's feelings, but because you're not going to send a letter, right? This is about you just getting all that stuff out your chest. And then you can either burn the letter or throw it away or read it out loud to another friend. But that's a way of you just expressing your emotions and saying what you feel like, you want to say without having to say it to a
you know,
person. You're
Are
not
we
re
making we're making an assumption here, and that
Okay.
is that revenge would be with somebody that you ultimately want to reconcile with.
Yeah, that's true. I am making that assumption.
I know, and I was too, that the people that I wanted revenge with, I really wanted to be close with. But what
Mhm.
if it's just somebody who's hurt me and I want them to suffer no matter what, I don't expect them to change and I don't feel like forgiving them.
Hmm. That's a good question.
I know, that's the frontier of my learning. I don't really have a great answer for that one.
Yeah. Well,
Because watching those revenge movies is actually satisfying. There's there's a series, and I confess that I watched these. It's called I Spit on Your Grave, Part One and Part Two. I mean, these are really graphically violent, and the revenge that this woman takes from having been raped by these men,
yeah.
the revenge he takes is so brutal. And let me just put it mildly, it's related to their genital area. And I tell you, it's just there's something satisfying. I couldn't look away.
Yeah, so I mean, we're human. We're still working through all of this, right? It does feel good to get revenge. And yeah, sometimes you don't want to forgive the person and you actually want them to suffer too. That's real.
Yeah, I don't really have anybody like that in my life right now.
Yeah. I don't either. Thank God. Because it doesn't feel good to hold on to bitterness, into pain, into revenge, like to want to revenge. It just doesn't feel good. Like for me personally, like it just feels heavy. It feels like stagnant energy in my life, and it's almost like a shackle, like if when you don't forgive someone, it's almost like you unconsciously imprison yourself to the pain and to that other person.
Yes, good point. Good point. It's like a trauma bonding
Yeah.
from a trauma that I'm creating in a way that, I mean, I might have been a victim of something.
And it doesn't take away from your pain as being a victim of somebody.
Years ago, um, I was selling a house. Actually, my then wife was selling a house,
Yeah.
and the people who bought it waived their right for a termite inspection because we had a termite contract with an exterminating company. They said, we
Okay.
don't need to do that. So after they bought the house, they were remodeling and knocked down a wall and found termites, and they sued us for fraudulent misrepresentation, even though they waived their right and we had a contract. So we didn't know about these termites.
Mhm.
And so we had to hire a lawyer, and the lawyers, motioned for it to be thrown out of court, but the judge allowed it to go forward. And finally, our lawyer recommended, he said, look, your legal bills are building up with me.
Yeah.
Just settle with them, pay them money. And we thought, you got to be kidding. We didn't do anything wrong. It was stupid that the judge let it go forward. And now you're telling us to pay them to make it go away. They win.
I feel your anger for you.
Yes, I was pissed about that for years. Whenever I thought about that, I got hot. You can still hear it in my voice a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. How ironic, too. There's something very ironic about the whole thing. Like they didn't want the inspection.
I know. Doesn't it seem like they waived their right? And our lawyer said, well, you could sue the termite company and recoup your money. I guess we could have done that. Maybe that's the legal route. But
Yeah.
I was so busy being pissed at them that I just didn't focus on recouping my money. That wasn't my priority. My priority was I wanted some sense of justice.
Justice.
And it turns out that what do you call it? They foreclosed on they stopped paying their mortgage payments and moved away. So the house went into foreclosure and was eventually demolished.
Wow.
But
Would you call that justice?
there was a little satisfaction.
I can see that.
I swear it wasn't me that burned it down, all right? It wasn't me.
I never thought that. I don't think you would ever do that, Andy.
All right, so listen, I hope we've left this on a positive note, several positive notes. If you're feeling revenge, welcome to the human race. It's a primitive way to deal with feelings that are more uncomfortable.
Is.
And so we're proposing that it's better for you, it's better for the individual to snap out of it, to break the cycle, to
Let go. Let go of the pain and move on with your life and do things that fill you up. Pay it forward with kindness. Let's break the cycle. Let's break the cycle of revenge and pain and wars in the world. Let's do something different. It's not easy, but it's possible.
and it starts with us.
It does.
It does. It always comes back to that. I want to do my part.
Yeah, I want to do my part too. Like I want this life to be worth it, and I want to spread like little good seeds everywhere. Just throw them everywhere, you know?
Me too. Wildflowers.
Yes. Yes. And all of us can do that. If you're watching this right now, I hope that you are inspired and, comment and ask questions, and we're here for you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be positive. Revenge is painful and it's a heavy topic, but that's life. And we can make positive out of pain, right?
Okay. And on that note, I think that's a really good note to conclude on. Okay.
Bye.
It's love you. Bye.
Bye.